Welcome back to International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard, at the Gold Star Standard. Reaction views and real news you can use. Once again, I am your host, International Yada, for the record saying the dollars, and check it out. 2 charged undercover operations. We're going to start off by saying everything is not for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. Sex trafficking, promoting prostitution, child endangerment, unlawful imprisonment, unlawfully dealing with a child. Everything is not for everybody. Find something legal to do. Let's get straight off into this. 2 NANUET residents have been charged with sex trafficking, promoting prostitution, and child endangerment, the Clarkston police said. You see him right here. Okay, here we go. Suspects Negri Sanz del Orbe, 42, and Luis Mendez Valdez, 31, appeared in Clarkston Justice Court on Wednesday, June 11th. Both were arraigned at an earlier date. Everything is not for everybody. You don't want to be sitting in the courtroom. You don't want to be sitting in the county jail looking like this. Looking like this right here. Find something legal to do. Find something legal to do. Y'all check out this story. Del Orbe and Mendez Valdez are charged with sex trafficking, promoting prostitution in the 3rd degree, unlawful imprisonment in the 2nd degree, criminal contempt 2nd degree, unlawfully dealing with a child in the 1st degree, endangering the welfare of a child, permitting prostitution, and criminal nuisance in the 2nd degree. Here we go. Check this out.
Well, new tonight, 2 Clarkstown residents facing prostitution and sex trafficking charges have been indicted by a Rockland County grand jury. The 2 had appeared earlier in Clarkstown Justice Court, and News 12's Diane Caruso was there in New City.
Tears streamed down from Negri Sanz del Orbe's eyes during her time in Clarkstown Justice Court on Wednesday. As we've told you, the 42-year-old along with 31-year-old Luis Mendez Valdez are facing a number of charges, including sex trafficking and child endangerment. The pair were arrested by Clarkstown police after authorities found an alleged sex trafficking operation at this home in NANUET. The house on Smith Street where the alleged activity happened was empty, but notices addressed to Negri warned of legal action because she was behind on rent. Children's bikes and toys were all over the side of the property.
And this is exactly why we say everything is not for everybody. Find something legal to do. Here they go, getting busted in an undercover operation where they running the operation with children in the house. Not only running the operation with children in the house. Come on now. How you behind on rent? And you got a sex trafficking operation, alleged sex trafficking operation going on, and you are behind on rent. Everything is not for everybody. Let's go.
Thing I want to do stress, it's happening in our backyards. You see something happening, you make a call to the police department.
Chief Jeff Wanamaker credits the community for the success of their undercover operation. He says it took 2 weeks from the time they got an anonymous tip to the arrests.
The surveillance, there's a lot of activity coming in and out that's not normal for someone to live in a house there. And it was all different strangers, different men that were going in.
He says they found a sex trafficking organization exploiting vulnerable women there. He says a handful of children under 8 were taken by Child Protective Services because they were in the home while these alleged activities were happening. The town has this request of the public.
Just a reminder to everybody, please, if you see something that doesn't look right, say something.
In New City, Diane Crusoe, News 12.
Behind on rent, both charged in a sex trafficking operation, said they had other vulnerable women in there.
What?
Kids running around looking like a daycare. Y'all gotta do better than that. Horrible. Everything really is not for everybody. A lot of y'all need to be looking for it's a lot of things you can do nowadays. You can do this, jump on this internet, do some reviews or something. That is not the move. Everything is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay, let's continue. During the court appearance, as seen in the video provided by the Journal News, the county clarified that the case was presented to a grand jury. The Orbre sobbed as she listened to an interpreter speak in her Spanish. Ay Dios mío. Oh my God, she exclaimed as she was led away from the courtroom in tears. You don't want to be in court screaming out, oh my God, after you was behind on rent and was busted in a sex trafficking operation with children all over your house, over a filthy house. Behind on rent, and y'all got a sex trafficking operation going on. Everything is not for everybody. Seriously. Here we go. Clarkston police said the street crime unit carried out an undercover operation at the 16 Smith Road home. It stemmed from community concerns and reports of suspected illicit activity there, according to the police. Several children at the Smiths Road home were taken to a hospital for observation and care, police said. Child Protective Services were notified and is involved in the ongoing investigation. Find something legal to do. Screaming out, oh my God, in court, they done took the kids. Child Protective Services took the children away, the family broken up. Hold on, where's that pic at? Here we go. This is what you don't want to be looking like this. Children taken away by Child Protective Services. Ongoing investigation and charges put on you for sex trafficking. And we already went over the penalties of sex trafficking. Everything is not for everybody. Let's continue with this though. Here we go. Officers infiltrated online platforms that the police said are commonly used to facilitate such crimes, and through surveillance and undercover work, identified people alleged to participate in promoting illegal prostitution and trafficking activity. Oh, here we go. We got another news story on this. Let me get these pictures out the way. Put this up here. Here we go.
In Rockland County, police have busted what they're calling a sex trafficking ring. 2 people are now under arrest.
Now, those arrests came after a tip to police. The suspects face a long list of charges, including promoting prostitution, unlawful imprisonment, and criminal content.
Also, child endangerment. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis live in New City with the details. Mark.
I wonder what the unlawful imprisonment was before. I don't think they went into that. We're going to keep up with this story, though, and give it to y'all. We're going to find out what that is, but I wonder what that is. Unlawful imprisonment. Let's take this back.
Have busted what they're calling a sex trafficking ring. 2 people are now under arrest.
Now, those arrests came after a tip to police. The suspects face a long list of charges, including promoting prostitution, unlawful imprisonment, and criminal content.
Also, child endangerment. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis live in New City with the details.
Y'all hear that? In child endangerment. All this sloppy behavior, y'all got these operations running out of these houses with kids running around. I need to get it together out there. Everything is not for everybody.
Marcus.
Well, David and Sandra, police say this all started after anonymous complaints to the department about a high number of individuals coming and going from the location. What made it worse, they say, is that there were children living in the house, basically confined to their rooms while the illicit sexual activity was taking place.
Oh, that's the unlawful imprisonment. They saying when the trick showed up, they locked them kids in a room.
Wow.
Y'all paying attention? Unlawful imprisonment. Losing the kids, breaking up of the family because she chose to move sloppily. Y'all think y'all know what y'all doing out here, and you don't. Find something legal to do. Rewind this. Here we go. Y'all heard that, right?
Also, child endangerment. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis live in New City with the details. Marcus.
Well, David and Sandra, police say this all started after anonymous complaints to the department about a high number of individuals coming and going from the location. What made it worse, they say, is that there were children living in the house, basically confined to their rooms while the illicit sexual activity was taking place. Her court appearance lasted just 2 minutes, during which Negri Sanz del Orbe cried the entire time. The 42-year-old is charged with sex trafficking and running a prostitution ring out of this house in Nanuet. Clarkstown police conducted an undercover operation at the location on Smith Road after neighbors made anonymous complaints.
They saw this activity, which was not normal, for someone that's living in a house, and it was a lot of different individuals coming and going.
31-year-old Luis Mendez Valdez was also arrested. Police have charged him and Del Orbe with numerous counts of child endangerment. Police say multiple children were living in the house, unable to leave their rooms while the illicit activity was occurring.
They're young. They're very young kids, and the conditions were horrible, and ended up getting Child Protective Services involved in it.
Today at the house, a message warning the occupants they face eviction for not paying rent. The 2 suspects remain in custody. Police and Clarkstown officials, including the town supervisor who lives just 3 blocks away, say the arrests should send a message.
They're not victimless crimes. There's always, people that are victimized along the way. And just please, our plea is, report it. Report it to your local, authorities. If it doesn't look right, it's probably not right.
Child Protective Services continues to monitor the case. In the meantime, the 2 suspects are being held on $300,000 bond.
Well, they gave $300,000 bonds for that. Hey, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Find something legal to do. Everything is not for everybody. International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard, at the Gold Star Standard. Reactions, reviews, and news you can use. Once again, I am your host, International Yada, for the records and the dollars. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the videos. And we will see you on the next one.